Hey everybody, this is the TMG podcast. This is Carlos, and this is episode 20. And with me today is the usual, Will.
Hey.
And Miggy is with us as well.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, we're not live though for episode 20, sadly, but
you know, that's fine.
Live,
but yeah,
we're through Skype, but you know the show must go on. And
we got a ton to talk about too.
I know. I mean, like you can feel the game
March
industry like reeving in. Yeah, March is coming in. We're in the third week of Feb. There are games out. There's a ton of games. There are crappy games are out. You know, it's revving up to be a pretty interesting way to end February. And just like the usual on how we start our podcast, who wants to talk about what they've been playing this whole week?
I'm
still playing Civilization 5. I've been playing on higher difficulty levels, and man, the computer is a cheat for sure. Like, they build wonders in like 2 turns. I have no idea what they're doing.
Oh, Civ 5?
Yeah, Civ 5. Still fun. Still one of those games that, that, you know, you just lose your day to. I've also been playing the Banner Saga, which we discussed briefly a few weeks ago when we were discussing, Candy Crush. It's an RPG slash tactics game, yeah, which is based off Norse mythology, and it's got this fantastic Disney-esque art style and a really great soundtrack as well, and I'm enjoying it quite well. And what I like about it,
is this a mobile game?
No. This is on Steam. It's a PC game. You can get it on Steam.
Oh, okay. Because when we were talking about the Candy Crush, I was thinking it was a mobile game, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's just that the name is that had the whole.
No, but I'm more furious that a mobile game is going after a PC platform game. I mean,
yeah, that's what makes it even worse.
Yeah, I'm seeing the shots now. I mean, it does look pretty interesting. It has the usual
and what
stats.
I like about it is a lot of the decisions you make in the game don't have like immediate effect. It's more like they'll have an effect 2 or 3 or 4 missions down the road. So, and they're not easy decisions. Like there was one where you find this kind of group of thieves and they're in trouble and you can help them, and then you can decide like, okay, we help them out. Do we kick them out? Leave them here, or do we take them with us? So there's advantages for taking them with you, but eventually that you would run the risk of them.Maybe they'll backstab you or something like that.
So there's an after effect of what you decide during
and it's not like you can just save and reload because these are the effects come into play for, I guess, as I said, 4 or 5 6 missions down the road, and so.
Do we still do that though?
Save and reload.
Yeah, because just like maybe thinking about it, because the whole your decisions matter. I'm just thinking like I hardly do that nowadays, like just because my decisions will matter. Because I remember like way back, I just keep on reloading when shit just hits the fan.
I just wish like it was fully voiced. It's not voiced at all. It's all text, but the writing is good, so it's not that boring.
Oh, who made this though? Anybody's known?
It's an indie group, the Stoic.
Oh, right.
The game group is called Stoic.
Stoic.
It's full on Steam. I'm not sure how much I paid for it anymore. But
less than 15, or we're talking about around indie side.
Let me check now. Right now, Banner
the game
Saga
is new, so
here we go.
So like
it's $25. It's $25.
$25. Well, it seems like a lengthy game because it's an RPG, and
it's got a lot of replayability as well. So
can I say it's like somewhat in the line of Baldur's Gate, or
not so much Baldur's Gate, because like the reason it's called Banner Saga is because you control like a convoy basically, and it's just you kind of sort of, it's even got this weird mix of what is that old game called? Oregon Trail? Because you're moving from town to town, you have to manage your supplies, your rest, your morale, things like that,
That's pretty okay.
No, I don't think there's no dysentery.
That's pretty interesting. It's not an actual group. It's an actual
You're a full convoy, but like
You're a full convoy.
and then like the characters in your convoy, like each one has individual levels. A lot of them have their own storyline, so it's I really like it. And you know, Norse mythology, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that kind of lore. $25? Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. What about you, Migs? Oh, sorry.
Recommend.
Go ahead.
They have an option of buying it with the soundtrack, the deluxe version for $30. I would say it's worth it. The music is really fantastic if you like that sort of modern, classical, epic sounding sort of music, Jeremy Soule sort of style.
Adding the soundtrack, you just have to put like $5 into your purchase.
$5, yeah, you get the soundtrack. So
and that's all you get from the digital deluxe, the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack and the game.
Yeah, that's very standard nowadays. Like if you add a little extra or you pre-order, you get 10 tracks that came out of the game.
Yeah.
I got that as well in the game I'm playing. But let's move on. Migs, you got nothing? Like anything going on
I played
this
a bit
week?
more Binary Domain.
The one with also decisions.
SEGA.
Well, kind of decisions.
Well, friendships or something. I don't know. You know, the cutscenes in Binary Domain remind me a lot of Yakuza, like the Yakuza series.
You know, I've never played any of the Yakuza series. I've never played a single one.
But have you seen the game, like the cutscenes?
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
The presentation is very similar, so I guess since they're both Sega games, so there might be some similarities. But it's okay. It's not that boring, but you know, there's still some BS there.
Well,
I want to finish the game though. So
is it like it's pretty much like a on rails type of shooter, just like Gears of War or whatnot.
Yeah, something like that. Like you just keep going forward and you know going through the stages, shooting robots in the face and the legs,
and then shouting through your mic.
That's always a good thing, shooting robots in the face.
Yeah, you want those robots to die.
Yeah, aside from that, I've just been playing like a crap load of Tetris because, you know, Tetris is awesome.
Tetris Blitz.
That and Tetris DS. And
the DS?
Tetris DS.
Yeah. It's like the bottom screen has the whole Tetris game. Then the top screen would play like an old NES game. Like it would autoplay Mario, etc. Like it changes the faster the higher your level gets. Like you know the higher your level gets, the faster the blocks drop. So I think if you at every 5 or so levels, the background music would change, and so would the top screen of the game. And like if the music would be in line with whatever game video is playing. Like if it's Mario, the Mario theme will play with like a remix version. Then you have Metroid, then you have Zelda, then like a medley of Balloon Fight and Ice Climbers. Then like once you reach like level 20, which is initially the max until you unlock endless mode, it would play the original Tetris theme, like at a faster tempo.
I really hate the fact that we have to unlock endless mode for Tetris. 'Cause that's definitely what we want out of the whole game. Like we just want Tetris to never end.
Yeah,
well, that's what makes that game so appealing. Really, you know, like actually, to be fair, Tetris. The guy who invented Tetris, that Russian guy, Alexei Pajitnov, that guy is like probably the one dude I would love to meet in person and just sit with and talk with, because you gotta be some kind of genius to come up with a game like Tetris. And I mean, let's face it, Tetris has pretty much influenced every puzzle game that's come after it, you know?
Like,
pretty much.
Think, was it Cliffy B? Like, they were at a convention, the Tetris guy and Cliffy B. And they had them do a short competition where they would have like X number of minutes to invent a new game.
Yeah.
And Cliffy B was like talking shit about this guy. Like, oh, your game is so old, and like I'm the new dude.
Are you serious?
Something like that. I think it was Cliffy B, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Then, you know, like after all the trash talk, and they did their whole thing, and they invented a
Yeah.
game. The Russian guy came up with a far superior concept than Cliffy B.
Do you know what the concept was?
I only heard about it. I didn't actually find a post, but I guess he still has it.
You know, Cliffy B.
Concept from
Cliffy
Squad.
B is he's a well-known name in the game industry, but
Well, he's known, claimed to fame as Gears of War, for those who don't
no, his
know.
only fame was like Unreal, I think, and then he made the whole Gears of War series. But I think I lost respect for the guy when he was butthurt that Gears of War 3 or Gears of War 2, I think, got an 8 or a 9 in like one of their first ever review. And then he was like complaining like this is way better than the other one, and I'm like, dude,
Well,
the fact that you're whining.
that sort of that sort of is going to relate to what we'll discuss later with what happened to Irrational Games. But the whole
Yeah.
celebrity developer thing, for me, it's like a lot of these celebrity devs, they're so full of themselves. They
Do you think that's well? I want to talk about that later, but yeah, this episode we have a lot to talk about, so we're just we'll put it aside because I think that also stems to why some companies get affected because of the big names, and then some decisions happen because they are big, because they want this or they want that.
yeah.
But we'll talk about it in a bit. I want to talk about because I played something very interesting within the week. I got Strider.
Ooh,
The-
Strider.
Damn you.
I've heard
On day one, I was so excited to get it because I've always wanted to play the Metroid-ish kind of game.
You never played the Metroid version like in the arcade or in the old.
No, I played it before, but I was a kid way back, and I was like nowhere close to even beating it. Like I just played around, just like those arcades where you just play it, like the X-Men arcade, beat 'em up. Like to be honest, like I played that so many times, but I've never reached past stage 2, stuff like that. So I played around with it, and when I heard that Strider was going back to its whole exploration feel, like it's not more like Castlevania-ish in a way, like I just jumped right into it. I just threw $15 right at Steam's face, and then just give it to me. And
Yeah.
go.
I didn't know that the new Strider was gonna have that Metroid aspect to it. I thought it was just gonna be like
Oh, no,
the
stage by
old
stage
Strider
thing, I think.
one, and I thought it was gonna be like the Genesis Strider one or the PS1 Strider 2, where it's just like an arcade game.
Okay, that's why I was keeping tabs on this
That's
game.
like hard but really short. Because the
Yeah.
first game is you can beat in like 30 minutes.
The-
then
the
Strider 2
first
and the
ever
PS1 is
Strider-
even easier than that.
Yeah, the first Strider, I think, is like if you know how to play it, it's like less than an hour, maybe, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah. And it's hard, but you can beat it in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, this one, what's amazing about this is they increased the length by making it like a Castlevania kind of game, like with the whole Metroid.
you
You have to go, you
To backtrack and everything.
have to
Well,
backtrack,
yeah.
get your upgrades, go back down. Thanks to the new upgrades.
That's a element of the old NES version, because I remember the NES version you had to do the same sort of thing.
The NES Strider was the only Strider game that did that.
Yeah, they
the,
brought
the
that
whole
back.
backtracking to different stages.
And what's amazing about that, about what they did here is, everything, I think, in terms of like the hardcore fans for the Strider series, would appreciate this one because, from the animations of Strider in itself and its over-the-top, story and like voice acting, like they know that they're not taking it seriously in terms of story. They're just having a lot of fun with it. It's fast-paced. It has great visuals. I recommend playing this on hard because when you play it on hard, it's actually pretty difficult. Because I think the only negative that Strider's currently getting right now is the fact it's really easy. Because if you know how to play the game, you can like instantly kill like maybe bosses and enemies like in like a few seconds. If you know how to do it. But if you ramp up the difficulty level, it's actually challenging, and I accept that challenge. Well, for me, I accept that kind of challenge, and I'm having a blast of it. So far, I think I'm already like maybe 5 hours in. Yeah, I'm 5 hours in, and I'm not too sure if I'm close to the end or something, but I've done quite a lot, and I've like you can feel the progression because like just like in other like maybe in Mega Man or in Castlevania, when you unlock new things, like the game completely just changes for you. Where Strider can now like when like for one example, Strider's one of his upgrades is like a double jump. Like that, just getting that upgrade opens so many avenues already once you get that. And then another upgrade is like a dash upgrade, and then you can then summon like eagles, then you can summon the tiger, then you can throw kunais, then you can charge up your sword. All of that, all of those abilities leads to you opening a new path in the map. It will always lead you to something new, a new upgrade, a new enemy, a new path, and so you're always constantly like, you're always welcome to explore. But sadly, when you explore and you find a new area, I'm always welcome with a concept art or something like that, like a concept art or a health.
So you're always unlocking stuff, basically.
In a nutshell, yes. You're always getting something once you reach the end of the corridor, and then you backtrack and go like that. It's a really fun game. The boss fights, there's actually a lot of boss fights in this game. Memorables for that. It's really old school to the point that the boss fights are not frustrating. It's more like you just have to learn the patterns. Just like an old school, like this guy jumps twice. Like in Mega Man, like way back. Like this guy jumps twice. And then you just have to memorize that. And then if you get hit, if he lands on you, you get hit. And then if you use a specific, there's no real specific weapon that works with a specific boss. It's just you have to learn the patterns. And that's about it. And it's a fun game to play. What else do I want to say about this? It's definitely up your alley, Megs, in terms of like what you expect. Like, because I know you're a Castlevania fan, or even like you used to play the old Strider games too. Like,
I played like one, like when it came out on PS1, and I played 2 not too long ago.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah,
for the ones who haven't played any Strider game, this is actually also a good introduction. Like, it's very easy to pick up, since you're like, when you start the game, like, I don't know why, but Strider's like in this bare bones. All he has is his weapon, his blade. So it's very easy to pick up, and then all the extra stuff will pretty much come as you go. And yeah, I definitely recommend it for just $15. It's definitely not a short game. If you go straight to the main story, I think it's just like in any other exploration game. Like, if you go straight to the main story, it's just you're not playing it I can't really say it properly, but you won't get the meat out of the whole experience. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm actually doing a let's play of it. I'm actually recording while I'm playing it. So, and actually,
can't wait to see that.
It's already up actually. Like the first episode.
Okay.
The second episode will be out tomorrow. I just finished editing the third one, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. You'll actually see a lot of some of the boss fights where I'm just frustrated as hell. I'm also like, it's a lot of fun in a nutshell. That's about it actually. Aside from Strider for this week, I've been playing a little bit of Hearthstone as well, but I've been talking too much about Hearthstone. It's more like my regular routine now. Like, I just play a couple of games, and then I just move on to my other tasks during the day. That, and I tried to play a bit of Diablo just to prepare for the expansion. I think like on Thursday, because the Diablo 3 expansion's coming out on March 18. And yeah, I'm getting that, and I just want to play a new character, so I'm preparing that character, the Witch Doctor, to max level. And that's it for me. I'm done for this week.
Alright, so should we jump into some news?
Yeah.
Right.
For news, we have something pretty interesting.
We have a lot of stuff going on. I think I think one of the most interesting things that has been happening is Twitch plays Pokemon.
Yep.
Have you guys been following that?
I've been participating on that. I'm not watching, I'm participating. For those who don't know, for one, Twitch is a place where all the gamers can actually share their gameplay footage, and people can just actually chat. And this is all live, mind you. So
it's a live streaming site.
For
people
gaming.
Who play games.
Yeah, and I don't know who gave the smart idea to do this, but apparently there's one channel in Twitch that allows people to play Pokemon through the chat. For example, if you press up on the chat, you're actually giving the input to the game to make your Pokemon trainer go up. And every single viewer who's in that chat can do the same thing. So you can just imagine the chaos of that channel.
It's basically 50,000 people trying to get Red to do something.
Yes, that's like we have like right now. I think they're at maybe like past 10 days already of it being live.
That's the amazing thing though. For what I find really interesting, because of it's sort of an experiment, but. You would think that they would absolutely get nowhere, but they've actually made significant progress in the game.
I know. And this is 50,000 people like fighting for control,
basically, yeah.
Yeah,
and,
for
like,
the string.
There have been factions forming between players, like some players want to do this, some players want to do that. And
there's also like a mutiny or like
and there's so much drama that's evolving because like, for example, I think and then like now there's merchandise available and stuff.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you could buy T-shirts and things now because with all the memes that are coming out of it. Because I think the one thing that was really funny. They're playing Pokemon Red, by the way. This is the first Pokemon on Game Boy.
I think it's one of the best for me.
Yeah, there's actually a separate screen playing Pokemon Blue, but Pokemon Red seems to be the one getting all the attention right now. So,
okay.
but at one point in the game, there's a point in the game when you need a water type Pokemon that can cast, I think, Splash or Wave or something, or Surf. Yeah,
Surf.
At one point in the game, you need a Pokemon that can do that.
Mm.
So, someone had the bright idea of getting an Eevee, which is, and then evolving that into the water version of
Vaporeon.
Aquarion. Yeah. But the thing with Eevee is that in order to evolve it, you need to buy a stone from the shop, which is rather expensive.
Yeah.
And it can evolve into like 3 or 4 different kinds of Pokemon, like a fire type, a water type, get that.
Thunder type.
So,
yeah.
So obviously people say, yo, how are we going to manage to buy this stone in a store that's really expensive with 50,000 people playing it? Let's just go and get this kind of Pokemon and that'll automatically have the ability. But they ended up buying the wrong stone to begin with. So now they had this useless. And then people would decide, okay, we have the stone, what are we going to do with it? Maybe let's just not evolve it, right? Let's just keep it there. And then one group said, no, we have to evolve it. So there's all this drama going on now. It's hilarious. And
that's the current state. Like they're trying to get a Pokemon with Splash. Is that the current dilemma right now?
That point. Like the last time I looked it up, they were like at the Team Rocket gym. But I'm not sure how much farther they've gone from there.
How is this happening? Because I consider this channel a social experiment, and to be honest, I think the fact that they actually have badges done, they have new Pokemon,
they're banding together to finish this game.
Yeah, I think that their experiments have succeeded. Like humanity can band together to train Pokemon.
But what's hilarious is that there's a faction there that's just decided I'm just fucking everything up.
Of course. Just like in real life.
They'll try to ditch all the good Pokemon they have and everything. And right now, like, their most powerful Pokemon is a Pidgeot, which is it's not exactly the best, Pokemon there is.
It's a very natural, natural, it's a very basic, element.
You know that they're, the guy who made the channel is actually moderating it a bit. Like, there were start spammers at a time who kept pausing the game.
Oh.
He made it so that if enough people type start, the button will just stop responding for a while.
Oh yeah, because that's one way to stop the whole process. If people keep pressing start, because I didn't view it. I participated on that Twitch plays, and what I did was I did not band together to move forward in the game. I just want them to get stuck. And how I was trying to do that is because they were, I think, in one of the mountain areas, and to the left is where they have to go. To the right is like a dead end. So I kept on pressing right. I just kept on typing right, and they were there. They were just there in the corner, and I kept on going for maybe like around 10 minutes until I just decided this is actually pretty dumb. But that was like a week ago, and apparently it's still up. The viewer count is rising. It's now in par with League of Legends, which is pretty much deemed one of the highest viewed games in the world right now. And it's right up there. It's actually pretty crazy.
And it's sort of weird, but I think this is, we've actually seen this already occurring with other games. Like I said, there's Pokemon Blue, and then I think, Migs, there's something called Twitch Plays Tetris, which,
yeah.
which is actually using the same input
Very
from Twitch Plays
unexpected.
Pokemon.
So what happened? Like some guy had a great idea to do this. Another guy, I'm not too sure it's the same guy, but I'm assuming, but another guy had an even greater idea of grabbing the code or the inputs from Pokemon Red from 50,000 people and translate that and transfer that to the Tetris game. So pretty much whatever input goes from Pokemon reflects to the Tetris game. So technically they're playing Pokemon and Tetris at the same time.
Without really realizing.
Without knowing. Like they're just playing the Pokemon, they're focusing on that, but apparently they're also trying to clear up lines. And they have been clearing up lines. Like the first time I saw that, they cleared a line. I mean like, they're pretty good at Tetris without knowing. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, do check it out if you have time. I'm sure it's still up. I'm sure if it's even higher than 50,000 right now.
And it's entertaining as hell. It's really
it is. I don't know why it's entertaining. It's just like if you see the chat, it's more inputs than messages. It's really hard to distinguish what's going on, but it's fun. I don't know why. It's fun to watch every now and then. Moving on, Will, you wanted to talk about something that's of a game that's coming out.
Yes, I want to discuss briefly Thief, the reboot of Thief, and just give you my impression.
Today or tomorrow?
Very soon. I mean, I don't know if it's today or tomorrow, but or by
25th.
next week it'll be out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give some quick impressions I had of it, but not because I played it honestly, but there was a Twitch channel where someone was streaming it.
But you're worried about it now.
I'm a little bit worried but remember, I'm coming from the point of view of having played the original 4 other Thief games in the past.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of the series, and I've seen it evolve.
Okay.
And Thief has always been, Thief was the first real sneaking game to come into existence. Really, it was before. It basically introduced the stealth mechanic into gaming. Like it came before Splinter Cell and all that.
Okay.
So, what I saw this game, graphically it looks great. It looks really nice. But
it does. I saw the latest gameplay footage of it, like the first mission.
What concerned me was two things. One was the AI, and second was the hand holding. So first, regarding the AI, the example I can give is like Garrett would be standing literally maybe 2 3 feet away from a guard. He's not even crouching. And the guard would not notice him, but he would spot a body that's like way over there. So, it was kind of off-putting because the AI is really important in these sort of games. You know, if they need to be able to notice, they need to be able to notice when something is wrong. Just to add to the whole immersion. And I felt that really kind of broke it because. It just
you think it's lacking?
The AI seemed to be lacking, and people have been comparing it to the old AI in the old games. But you have to understand, that game, the first Thief game, was built in the 90s, so of course AI technology wasn't as good back then. And this is 2014. Your AI should be way above and beyond what.
No, so you're saying like
the 90s was able to produce.
So like you're saying that pretty much their shadows in that world is just a bit too much to the point that like Garrett can actually be in front of them if he's in the shadows, and he can just be like really in someone's face as long as he's in the shadows. He could not be seen.
I don't know if it's really a shadow issue because I think
that's the only way to conceal yourself because there's no other indication if you're like behind something or not, as long as you're all in the dark. So based on what I see, like that's the only way.
Well, and
So
I guess it may be shadows, but for now I'm a little bit concerned regarding the AI, and I'm hoping that can still be improved or at least improved. The other thing was the hand holding. Now maybe this is just because whoever was playing it has it on easy mode or whatever, but one thing I noticed was that there are multiple occasions where Garrett will monologue, and he'll say like, maybe I should use my arrow to turn off that torch, So I felt like the game was sort of telling you everything what you needed to do. And what the nice thing about the original Thief games was it was so open-ended. You can approach a situation in multiple ways. So I felt maybe the hand-holding was a bit too much.
A bit too much. Well, is it the start?
Maybe, I think so. I didn't know what point of the game it was. It was in a brothel. I'll tell you that much. There's boobies in this game.
There's always boobies in those kinds of games. If that's sad to hear, and there's so much handholding, but hopefully it's just the start of the first mission.
Yeah,
and then hopefully
maybe
Garrett just shuts up.
Maybe it was a tutorial, but who knows? It's a bit. Let's wait for the reviews to come out, but I'm really crossing my fingers that what I've seen isn't as off-putting as I felt, when I was watching.
When you were watching it, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not. It's not under my radar like Thief. It looked pretty. Like I was pretty excited, but then I just realized that I'm horrible at stealth games. Like I'd rather just go up in the shadows and bring it. I want to fight you guys. Stealth is not my kind of thing. But yeah, it's coming out on the 25th for mostly all platforms, minus. I'm not gonna say that platform again because it's very depressing. Moving on, something local. Imperium is having another event. This Imperium is having a lot of events apparently, and they're gonna have a Injustice tournament.
Yeah, Nick, do you want to talk a bit more about the Injustice tournament? What's up with that? What the prizes are? And
are you joining?
Yeah, I already registered. I just have to go out there and pay.
Oh, you don't have to register?
You have to register.
Oh, okay.
Or you can do it on the day itself. So, it's a double elimination bracket, then best of 3 until top 8, best of 5 after top 8. Loser either chooses to change character and 50-50 stage select, or to use the same character and choose the stage. Entry fee for pre-registration is 250 pesos with 2 raffle tickets, and 300 pesos with 1 raffle ticket on the day of the tournament itself, which is on March 2, Sunday.
March 2, Sunday, so whoever wants to show your Superman or your Green Arrow or whatever.
Yeah, as for the prizes, first place gets 3,500 pesos. Second gets 1,500, and third gets 500.
That's awesome.
There's no time yet as of now, but I think I heard it being starting at 2 p.m.
Oh, in the afternoon. So, just like in the Hearthstone tournament. Yeah, okay.
So they're gonna open up earlier than usual.
Yeah, but for those who don't know, we'll have the link below for all the information. Imperium is at Quezon City.
Metro Walk.
Sorry.
City, yeah.
Yep, second floor of Metro Walk. If you drop by, if you guys want to play the best Injustice players in the Philippines, do head over to Mr.
Including Migs.
Yeah, he doesn't like saying it, but he's deemed one of the best bats in the Philippines. So if you go against Batman and he's kicking your ass, that's probably Miggy. If he's not talking, that's probably Miggy. So
Yo,
check it out. Oh, what? Oh, okay.
Well, you don't apologize for owning everyone.
I had to mute the mic for a second. Sorry.
Okay. No, we're just saying how awesome your bats is.
Lobo, man.
Your Lobo's okay, but your bats is so unorthodox that it's really good.
That's how you play the guy, though. You just have to
Yeah, I
turn
know.
off your brain and go crazy.
It's like
And
it's like,
don't block.
it's crazy. It's like it's so unpredictable. It's really good. It's really
Go
ahead.
To pre-register, you can go there like anytime before Friday, March 1st, and pay to get your raffle tickets too. Or you can
There's no tournament cap.
I'm not sure exactly.
Okay.
Parang wala pa ata eh.
We'll confirm that because the Hearthstone had a tournament cap. So, but there, do check it out. Imperium's
I wonder what
having
they're gonna give away for the raffle though. That's weird.
I don't know, maybe a mouse pad.
Maybe an Xbox One with Killer Instinct. Oh, but I'm just
Maybe
that's just wishful thinking.
Maybe a PS4 with NAC. I don't know.
Wow, I don't know about that.
You never know what they'll give you, man. Maybe shit or maybe good stuff. You never know.
And man, you can always just sell Mac, you know?
Or you can just give it for free because that's a. I'm sorry.
Second place.
For second. For third.
Or
For
it could be a Wii U, who knows?
Wii U with Donkey Kong or Tropical Freeze? Is that a new game?
But I mean, giving a Wii U isn't so bad. I wouldn't feel so bad getting a Wii U because I'm supporting Nintendo. I'm getting a Wii U.
Especially with the new Bayonetta trailer that came out. Right?
Yeah, it was badass.
That was pretty bad. That was 60 frames. You know the 60 FPS bullshit? Everybody said, oh my god, it's 60 FPS. I still don't see the difference.
Really?
Like, it's just me in my eyes, man. Huh?
Yeah,
Bayonetta's too fast-paced for such a game. That's why the PS3 version was so bad, because it drops below 25 sometimes. And you just can't see what's happening on screen.
Okay, maybe you're right then. Maybe with 60 FPS, you can have those games that will not.
60 FPS should be a standard for any character action game.
I think yeah, that's true, actually. But yeah, for Imperium, do check that out. We'll have all the details in this episode in the description. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead. Moving on, I want to talk about a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Because I was checking out the video comparison. I'm not too sure if you guys checked it out. But there's a video comparison showing the PS3, the PS4, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, showing the quality of each platform, right? And to be honest, it made me realize that it's not that far off. It's of course the PS4 and the Xbox One have higher quality. But the Xbox 360 and the PS3, they look pretty good as well. It just it dawned on me to the point that the PS3 and the Xbox 360 still has a lot of life in it. And it can dish out, great looking games. I'm sure, Thief would look amazing in the previous gen. And it just made me realize that. And moving on, The Order. Has anybody seen that one?
The last I saw of it really was at E3. That was just a CG trailer. So, is there a gameplay trailer now?
Yeah, there's a gameplay trailer. And
there's one that came out.
There's a trailer about a story.
How does the gameplay look? Is it something like, oh, I want to play that, or is it I've played that stuff before?
No, it's more I want to know more about it before I get super excited. The graphics look amazing. But in terms of gameplay, it's pretty much like a cover shooter. The gameplay footage that you see is pretty much them taking cover, and then there's a cursor. It becomes like a third-person shooter. And after the whole third-person shooter section, there's a little bit of a QTE, a quick time event. But this was a little bit interesting to the point that this QTE went slow motion, and then there's an option to press a certain button, right? But what's interesting about this one is if you look around, there's actually two choices. Because in the scene, what's going on is the character that you're controlling gets into someone goes up close and tries to stab you, right? So there's a little bit of a commotion, a little bit of a brawl, and then they end up in the ground. and the guy is struggling to go free, and then you try to reach for the. You try to do something, and you have the option to either, I think, do something on his neck or grab the knife and stab him.
Okay.
So like there's like two choices.
It's just a quick time event though, right? It's not.
It's not a quick time event. It's more like instead of like you see a button, I'll press. It's more like I can look around. And then I can press this.
Okay.
So like I can if I put the cursor on the knife, then now I can press that. And if I put the cursor on the neck, they didn't show that, but that's their way of having a little twist to the whole QTE, and it looks okay. It's not so bad, but. I still think we need more information on it to really get excited about it. The game does look really amazing, though. It seems to be shaping up pretty well. I really don't know what else we can get out of this whole steampunk thing, but I'm pretty excited it's a PS4 only game. I'm not too sure who made this game, but it's definitely in my radar. Like if it comes out promising in like the upcoming.
Hopefully, yeah, because like the right now, to be fair with you, I think the PS4's exclusive lineup is really weak compared to the Xbox One.
Is it?
Well, of current releases, you know.
Oh, current, yeah, of current, but currently Xbox One has more exclusives, but I think PS4 has more announced exclusives.
That's true actually. But let's wait and see. Actually, you mentioned sales statistics last week, I think, regarding.
Oh yeah, I mentioned it last week. In the January it was like 2-to-1 in terms of sales. Like for PS4 and the Xbox One, it's now 2-to-1 ratio.
I'm hoping that's a signal to Xbox that they gotta fix their shit. You know, honestly, this is sort of going a little bit off topic here, but. People were discussing like they really need to figure out how they need to justify that Kinect, because right now, as I understand it, the Kinect adds no value whatsoever to any game on the Xbox One.
Right now, yeah, it looks like a troll feature right now.
Right, and that Kinect is what's driving the price up. So
I guess I can say.
Sell for the Kinect.
Yeah, I think I can say that too. It's like the $500 price tag is thanks to the Kinect 2.0. And it's hard to tell because it's not like Microsoft's out of the game. Like they have Microsoft selling Xbox One units. It's just right now PS3 is up, the PS4 is in the lead. And I think that I don't know, but maybe the sales will go up even higher because I think this week the PS4 was just released in Japan. So,
that's right. They finally got it. It's so weird that they're the last ones to get it.
Yeah, they have. I think they now have 5 million units in people's homes, but it's not even out in Japan, and Japan's their hometown.
Yeah, and that's going to add a lot.
So those numbers
because Xbox is super weak in Japan.
Yeah, Xbox One is. I mean, Microsoft in general is very. They're still struggling to pierce the hometown of Sony.
Yeah, and I don't think Nintendo has really made a huge impact into that market either in Japan. So
more like handheld, actually.
Handheld for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but it's because they had a whole event. They had like a Ustream thing. They were playing games. They're playing Killzone. What's that other game? Shadowfall. Like that. Nothing grand. The only thing that was kind of different in this event, like. Capcom released a new video of Deep Down, and it's just more gameplay footage of this free-to-play, Dark Souls-esque kind of game. But aside from that, there's not at all. But it's out now, and that's gonna increase maybe 3 more million for Sony, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's too hard. It's too soon to tell though. But yeah, PS4 is ahead right now. We have a lot more to talk about. You wanna take a quick break first?
Yeah, let's take a break and then we'll get back to,
Yeah, we'll do a quick break because, in the second half we want to talk about, possibly something about Wolfenstein and the latest news on the BioShock developers. That it's pretty sad, but yeah, we'll talk about that in the second half. So, thanks for tuning in and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Alright.
everybody. We're back from the break. With me is Will and Miggy. And
Yo.
for the second half, we'll be talking about something very shocking, actually, that happened this week. Like, I don't think anybody has saw this coming. Irrational Studios is actually cutting down, like severely cutting down in employees from what they mentioned as 200 staff down to a measly 15. And of course, and that was announced by Ken Levine, sorry.
Yep, Ken Levine. And if you don't know who Irrational is, these are the BioShock people, basically.
Yeah, Irrational Games or Irrational Studios is pretty much the makers of BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite. They didn't make 2.
Yeah.
They didn't make 2, apparently. It makes sense now, actually. But yeah, they made BioShock 1, they said they made BioShock Infinite, and now, let me bring up just their Ken Levine's reasoning. Were you guys shocked about this? I was pretty shocked about this.
Yeah, I was
it
kind
came
of,
out of nowhere.
I really didn't like Ken Levine's excuse. I have my own theory on it, but let's hear what he has to say first. Why Ken Levine decided to do what he did.
Yeah, because how that was announced pretty much was via Irrational Games' official website, and you can see like there's a note, or like a letter from Ken Levine, like how they're moving forward. And to quote the letter, there's no great way to lay people off, and our first concern is to make sure that the people who are leaving have as much support as we can give them during this transition. Besides financial support, the staff will have access to the studio for a period of time to say their goodbyes and put together portfolios. As for Levine, his studio's new goal is to make narrative-driven games for the core gamers that are highly replayable and to foster the most direct relationship with its fans. What? I don't understand why this would be a reason to lay off maybe more than 100 people.
Yeah, that's why I don't really buy it as a full reason, because even if, it's not like Ken Levine woke up one day and said, hey, you know what, I'm tired of this, I'm going to fire 200 people and go do my own thing.
Yeah, because they want to have a replay, like a narrative-driven game that's highly replayable, and their decision was to have a smaller team with a flatter structure and a more direct relationship with gamers. I mean, I don't understand that. Like, are you saying
was Take-Two just overbearing on them? Like, were they saying, oh, you got to make more BioShocks or something? Because frankly, I think what happened here was Take-Two downsizing team, and it's not really Ken Levine's doing, and he's just sort of making the most out of the situation. I don't know this is my theory, okay? Because I have a feeling this is some corporate shenanigans with Take-Two and Irrational, and for whatever reason they had to cut down. Whether it's because BioShock Infinite wasn't profitable, I don't know. And that's completely possible, despite the fact that it got acclaim, because you have to keep in mind it was in a 5-year development cycle, which is quite long especially for a AAA title like that.
That was 5 years actually, since you mentioned it. But we can't deem BioShock Infinite as a failure, because I think I'm double checking.
Not at all. But
I think it racked up 30 million sales.
But what was the cost? What 30 million sales versus the cost? It's like the whole Tomb Raider thing that happened when it was universal acclaim. It got something like, I don't know how many million sales, but was still deemed a failure by Square because it didn't recoup its cost or something. I don't know.
Because Square is just weird, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's true, and that's the reason why we have the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, to just have more sales out. You know what I mean? But I didn't think that BioShock Infinite, or maybe Irrational Games in itself, was in that position where, it's time to technically, they're not saying it's closed, that they're not officially saying it's closed, or they're saying it's down to a measly 15, and that is close to, okay, now we're 15, now we have the decision to either close it or...
Is that still being run by Ken Levine, though? Is that, still...
No, Ken Levine will have his own thing. I don't know what his own thing is. He'll have his personal 15 people working Actually, it's up in the air. Actually, like he can work with his 15 people that will stay in Irrational Games.
He's still under Take-Two, right?
He's still under Take. He didn't leave.
Yeah, it's just he downsized the team. So, if the way it sounds like, there's two ways to look at it. One is it's corporate bullshit, and the second is Ken Levine is just a dick.
Yeah,
That's
but he's starting a new business with 15 people and just removed everybody else after 5 years of working with one project.
And that seems like a really dick move to me, honestly.
It does sound like a dick move, like as much as like at this point, unless he releases more information about this, because for one, 2K Take-Two is not a publisher that is. I can't say they're struggling. They have games coming out. They have games selling, and I'm reading it now. BioShock Infinite sold 4 million. And okay, maybe it didn't get the amount because maybe the budget or the capital is higher because of the 5-year development, but not to the point where Irrational Games is now down to just 15 people. Like now we have 150, 180 people looking for jobs. Like that's pretty heavy. Like instantly, there you go, it's done. A AAA studio just folds, and the overall, because like I said, it's not considered closed, but how they're moving forward now with the 15 people, I don't know. Like we definitely will not see with definitely Irrational Games not making an upcoming BioShock game or a new title. I'm assuming
what does this mean for BioShock as a series? Is it pretty much that's it? That's done?
Actually, it's more like
I think Take-Two is gonna want to continue that because it's a known, business being business.
They're definitely gonna continue it because for one, Irrational Games did BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite. They didn't do 2. Another company did 2. So they can find another company who did it, and I think Take-Two Interactive has the official rights on
BioShock.
Yeah. But still, like, it's Irrational Games has a lot of things going with it. It had an amazing lead, which is Ken Levine. Like, he has great concepts and all that. He created BioShock, and then they released really cool games, and all of a sudden, apparently, it just it tumbled down and it closed. For the BioShock fans, I don't think you have to be worried about it. It's actually more of I think we'll see more out of it, but it won't be in Ken Levine's hands anymore for sure. Because I'm sure Ken Levine is I don't know if it's this decision. I think it's more of his decision. Like you say, it's the corporate's decision. I think
you really think it's his? So then,
I think it's his.
I still think that's a dick move then at the end of the day.
Yeah, because I
guess that would tie in what I was saying earlier about like celebrity devs kind of being full of themselves, like they. And I guess this is sort of an example of that happening again.
No, because like for example, Take-Two. The reason why I think Ken Levine had a say on this is because, like for example, Take-Two Interactive had the go signal to make a BioShock movie with Hollywood and all that crap. And Ken Levine had the ability, had the power to shut down anything,
BioShock related.
Yeah, and Take-Two gave him that ability, that choice, and he decided to turn it all down. Like, he doesn't want any BioShock movie to be made. So that kind of power translates that he could do something like this. He could, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something more focused. That's what I want. And then Take-Two says, okay, you're still with us. Do what you want. We'll just lay off this many people. And then there you go. Because, that's how it sounds. That's how it sounds like right now. Because I think the main goal of BioShock Infinite, from what I remember, is what Ken Levine wanted BioShock Infinite to be played over and over. Like, after you finish it, you want to play it again, and you want to play it again.
That just didn't happen,
That didn't happen. Well, I kind of played it twice. After I finished it, I played it again. But the overall reception, everybody who played it, I'm not the only. I'm maybe a rare occurrence that I play the game again after.
Well, okay. To be fair, I played the ending through again because I needed to watch that again to figure out.
It was just mind blowing.
I also played the ending twice.
The ending twice. Yeah. So maybe it's just I don't know, for him, possibly he thinks it's a failure because he didn't move the whole industry or the whole fan base to play it again after.
Well,
You know what I
Bioshock Infinite did turn out very differently from what they were initially showing us, like a few
Yeah,
years ago.
I posted a video in my Facebook regarding that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Changes
changes that
from
seem to have been made,
2010.
and it seems what happened was they had to rush it already, because if you look at the trailer from 2011, for example, like Elizabeth has a different power set, completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, she had the ability to lift things.
Yeah,
what I
so
She
she
could like do
basically
straight up magic instead of just
Yeah.
making a wall.
no, she basically had like all the powers of the vigors, rather than her weird like time thingy. And
Yeah.
also the rails, like the air rails, like they seemed much more expansive in the earlier trailer, as opposed to what it actually in game, where it was sort of like they're only limited to within a kind of an arena
Within
area.
a certain area, yeah, a certain spot. Yeah, it was completely a different game, and I think also the story was like if you try to tie in like the original story of the full game and then what they showed in the start, it's completely different. Like Songbird's role when it was
Yeah.
first announced, it looked different if you see it again. So I think that's one clue to this bit of news that
And like during the development of Infinite, a lot of people actually left Irrational Games. I think that's
okay.
like what helped change. One of the reasons why it changed so much. So
It
who
also-
knows? I think
that's
it's
the thing
a
about-
money thing.
It could be a money thing.
Well,
And
it's also, you have to look at it from the point of view of a guy working on it. Like, if you worked on something for 5 years and you have nothing to show for it, So,
Yeah.
that's something to, and I know that's a big problem with a lot of these games that are in huge development hells, like
Last Guardian.
you're working on it and things keep, it just doesn't come out, and you've done, you've done 5 years and you have nothing to show.
Yeah,
So-
it's 5 years just too damn long. Even for I think Lord of the Rings was faster in development than BioShock Infinite.
Even the
Or no.
Songbird, like going back to the Songbird, like a lot of people are expecting that to be like the last boss, or at least a major
Yeah,
boss fight.
I wanted to
But it turns
shoot that thing.
But it turns out, spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
so spoiler alert. Yeah,
It's not a boss, guys.
It's a different. Something happens. But yeah, well, if we go back to BioShock Infinite, I still deem it as my game of the year of 2013. I love the hell out of that game. But it's disappointing that apparently they had that Irrational Games is now. I consider it not closed. As much as they say it, they're still they just dumbed down completely. I still consider it closed, but it's also a good thing because at least now all those development hell, all those bullshit that was during the development of Infinite is now hopefully it'll be not directly translated to the next franchise, whoever's gonna hold the next BioShock.
Weren't they
Because-
working on a PS Vita Bioshock?
Yeah, that obviously didn't happen. Obviously, that was an announcement in E3 for Sony, right?
Yeah, and they kept talking about how the Vita is a perfect platform for it.
Which is not when they announced
Then
what's that?
nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And I bet I was just can you just announce this, please? Because we just don't have something for this segment. And then Ken Levine says, okay, just give me a Vita, and I'll just announce something. And it's a BioShock game. And then we'll incorporate the touch. Bullshit.
Got cancelled without anyone knowing.
Yeah, what I know is though that the Irrational Games, as what they are right now, they're gonna just finish up episode 2 of Buried at Sea for BioShock Infinite, and that's it.
Pretty much for
That's it.
Infinite. And that's sort of disappointing too, because remember, they released a season pass for BioShock Infinite, and turns out
and
there's only one real season.
Yeah, I know. Well, thank God I didn't get that because you technically for I don't know, it's $20, additional $20 or additional $15. You
I actually
get-
got it for free because I bought the collector's edition of BioShock Infinite, the one with the Songbird statue and everything.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, it's very disappointing because I think you reported that Burial at Sea, the first episode is like maybe 2 hours long, 3 hours long, and then the second episode that they're currently working on, that's got to be around the same length. And well, I'm sure it's worth it, but like I guess like because when the game came out, I think 6 months after, or maybe even more, that's when the DLC came out. Because people are like wondering, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, we bought season passes. There's nothing to give us. And I think there's something going on, with Irrational Games, or maybe Take-Two, because you felt how long they took to develop the DLCs even after the game was released. So, but hopefully the people who lost their jobs, they find something, because they actually have a website to actually get them like jobs and all that, and I'm sure there's a lot of talented people, and I'm sure like all the big companies are like picking them up like left and right. But yeah, Irrational Games down to 15. Ken Levine, I'm not too sure what he wants to do anymore. Moving on, Wolfenstein. Whoever's picking that up.
Wolfenstein's offering a beta for multiplayer, but that's not too interesting on its own.
It's not.
But what is interesting, yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, they're gonna. If you pre-order Wolfenstein: The New Order, which is the new Wolfenstein game coming out this year, you get access to the Doom beta.
And this is the first time I've heard of a new Doom.
Yeah, same here. Is they're making something? I mean, what's going on? I mean, they haven't really actually announced. Even after when they announced it, they haven't actually had any clarifications or anything. All they did was they finally gave Wolfenstein: The New Order a release date, which is May 20, 2014 for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. No Wii U.
We don't even know if this is a Doom, like a sequel to Doom 3, or is this is it a reboot of the first? Because it's just called Doom, right? It's just called Doom.
Like they just had a poster, and when it was announced, they just have a poster, and it just says, if you pre-order Wolfenstein, you get early access to the beta. Like not even closed beta or even alpha beta. It just says here beta. Pre-order for access. And then it's Doom beta. And it's just like the old school Doom logo. And it's very I can't really say sketchy, but more like don't get super excited because I think this is another way of like hyping up a series that didn't really do so well in the current generation. Because for all I care, that's the reason why it's called Doom, is because they have nothing yet. And they just want to announce like, hey, if you do this, you'll get this.
Like, they don't even have a real title yet.
I don't even think they have anything yet or anything. Like, maybe they have the fundamentals, but they don't even have anything to show. Like, even for the alpha footage, I'm sure. Because, well, I'm interested in buying Wolfenstein, but this doesn't entice me because I'm not expecting any new Doom anytime soon. Do we want new Doom though?
Well, and that's what I mentioned before. Like a lot of these id shooters tend to be not so much like they're awesome games, like awesome gameplay, but they're very good technical demos of technology. Like of current
I like
3D,
Rage.
like of current Rage. Yeah, Rage was their last one. Doom 3 when it came out was revolutionary.
With the flashlight.
With the flashlight. You do know, like, the revolutionary flashlight that they had to patch it, and it actually got a better, like, it was actually more fun because, in Doom 3 you had to, like, alternate from flashlight to pistol.
You could only hold the flashlight with one hand.
Yeah, no, but now if you play it again, they actually patched it. They patched it, yeah. They can.
And, what was that, the BFG edition?
Yeah. You can do that now. You can have the flashlight and your gun. So
at the same time.
I didn't finish that though, Doom 3. Like, I actually got bored with Doom 3. I want a new Quake though, more than Doom, to be honest.
And not a multiplayer Quake, like Quake 3, like, get the proper Quake.
Like a proper Quake. Like, we already have a lot of multiplayer to begin with. But yeah, if you just what is the release date of Wolfenstein New Order? Yeah, May 20. How do I redeem the code? Yeah, there's an FAQ. There's an FAQ saying on what, but it's the basic information. Like you put it in whatever platform you're in, blah blah blah. But it's interesting, like just like how they announced Battlefield 4, because it's the same move that they did. Because when Medal of Honor Warfighter was coming out, when it came out and people checked in their case, they found a pamphlet saying free access, free beta access for Battlefield 4 beta. And then people were like wondering, huh? They're making Battlefield 4? It was not announced.
And a lot of people actually bought Warfighter just for the beta, you know. It was
just for the beta. And, like, it's a game that we have no idea what it is. It turned out, like, very buggy when it came out, but we had no idea what it is, but it kind of worked. Like, even though Metal Gear Solid, Medal of Honor was a shit game, people bought it just because they have that access. Which, for me, I think it turned out stupid because it just, like, 2-day extra access to the beta in the end.
Oh yeah, just 2 days.
Yeah, because like
not even a
when
week.
they announced the beta, like everybody had access to the beta, but the people who bought Medal of Honor Warfighter, Medal of Honor Warfighter, they just get like they have access for it for like 2 days, like exclusively. That's such a waste. But yeah, Wolfenstein is coming out on May 20. I'm pretty excited for that. Moving on is another bit of news that's actually pretty sad. Well, if you're a fan of the series. SEGA, for them taking so long, I don't know what's wrong with them, they lose a trademark for Shenmue.
Well, do you think they ever had any intentions to make another one?
No.
Like, they never did,
not.
Right? So
They never did, but people are like saying, oh my god, they lost their chance to do this. And I'm like saying, well,
hopefully someone else does it.
it's just like in Capcom, like they didn't give a shit about Mega Man.
Like
they just
the chance for Shenmue to come back is even greater now than it was when it was still with Sega.
Yeah, that's for sure. But do you, same question, but different game, but do you want a new Shenmue though? Like,
I didn't even play Shenmue, so I don't know.
I played Shenmue, for like,
well, back then it was pretty revolutionary. I mean, I think it's kind of the precursor to the Yakuza games now.
Yeah, it's what came before the Yakuza series.
yeah, I remember playing it in my Dreamcast, because yeah, I was a Dreamcast owner, and like, I was excited for Shenmue, I was excited for Crazy Taxi. Those are the games that like, I want a Dreamcast because I want these two games. Like thinking about Shenmue again, like I just remember it's like you learn combos, you do martial arts, and then you just interact with vending machines and talk to them.
I've never seen combat. All I saw of Shenmue were like cutscenes with the girl, and then going to an arcade and playing Sega games.
It was very weird. It felt like you're trying to do a simulator, but every now and then you can fight some guy in an alley.
Oh, just like Yakuza.
I guess that's why it's a precursor to Yakuza. But since we mentioned the Shenmue losing the trademark, it's not really a big loss. But now I think we might see something coming up, because I actually saw people are now speculating that Sony might get Shenmue, because people are freaking out. I think there's like a latest ad in Japan for PS4, and then when they were like featuring, I saw this, like it was like you can actually, I think I'll put it in the description, but when they were like, it was a video featuring the PS4 HUD, like what you can do, like share, stuff like that, play with friends and all that. And then one of the names was Ryu H. And Ryu H is like all the fans are going crazy of. I don't know why, but Ryu H is the name of the main character in Shenmue. Ryu Haso, whatever. And then now they're
maybe
speculating.
It's Ryu Hayabusa.
Or maybe that. That's why. But people are like now speculating that maybe Sony's picking up Shenmue para they can just release it exclusively for the PS4, whatever. I don't want that though, because I don't think Shenmue would bring anything significant anyway.
Yeah, like I can't like it was revolutionary back then, but like
back then,
what would they do if they brought it back now?
And there's a reason why Sega just didn't bother touching it or didn't even bother doing any precautions to keep the trademark.
They were probably afraid of ruining Shenmue for everyone, so.
Or they're probably just wait.
They just let it
No,
die.
Sega's struggling to begin with. They're even struggling to keep Sonic in consoles.
Or just keep Sonic. Keep
Interesting.
Sonic relevant.
You know that the Sonic Boom game is actually made by American developers, right? Team Sonic is still going to make their own Sonic game because Sonic Boom is not going to come out in Japan.
What?
Yeah, Sonic Boom is actually a cartoon, and the game will correspond with that cartoon.
Wait. They're gonna release a cartoon for the US market and a game for the US market.
Yep.
And it's all tie-in together.
And Team Sonic will make another Sonic game. So.
Okay, now I'm excited because Team Sonic is working. Oh, that's so weird. I don't understand.
But I heard that.
Have you heard of the Sonic cycle? You get excited for a new Sonic game. It comes out. It sucks, and then
he becomes a werewolf.
It just repeats itself over. Oh god.
But some of the ex Naughty Dog guys are working on Sonic Boom.
Ooh.
So there's something.
Are they the people that I have to blame for having a horrible Knuckles? I mean,
yeah, but the Knuckles thing was designed by whoever did the cartoon, so you can't blame them for that.
Yeah, but it's horrible.
But anyway, Shenmue.
Speaking of Sega, is there anything else going on aside from them losing shit?
They're not localizing Yakuza 5.
I mean, what's their latest game? Sega's just out of the picture aside from the whole Sega Sonic announcement.
I don't know.
But anyway,
They publish stuff, so.
Yeah, they publish stuff and all that.
Publish stuff. That's it.
Like Total War, Rome, whatever. Moving on. Something interesting came up. Like Miggy just mentioned it. Street Fighter 4 is going to have real fight money.
Yeah, you can now bet on Street Fighter matches at the bookies.
Yeah.
Really weird.
It's very.
Which do you think that's a plus for the FCG or is it something
I don't know. What about the lag?
It's not gonna fly because Mickey's right. There's lag. Why would someone put money on the line when you see input lag and guiles?
Not just when you feel input lag.
Yeah, when you feel input lag.
Do you think the fact that people are now betting money on these matches will it help the fighting game community grow?
I don't know.
Because our internet, but maybe.
The fighting game community has always been in that weird position where they want to be taken seriously, but they're still in such this kind of a hive of their own, in competitive gaming. It's not like say like the League of Legends or Dota or StarCraft, which is a bit more, I guess, or Counter-Strike or Call of Duty, which are a bit more, I don't know if mainstream is the correct word, but more widely viewed as esports per se, while the FGC has never been. It's been the fighting game community. It's never been really an esports thing.
Well, I'll say this though.
My question is whether like do you think the fact that people can now make real money bets on these sort of games? They always could, but now you can do it online through bookies. Is that something that will improve the community, or will it attract the wrong kind of players, or
It will attract the wrong kind of players, and in terms of growth, I don't think it'll make a dent because the reason why there's a community, the reason why the community is growing is because they gather together and they start playing, and I don't think that'll stop anytime soon, unless Capcom just pulls the plug on Street Fighter or anything like that. But this won't help it. This actually might get more bad habits and stuff like that because you're forced to play online, and online for me in terms of fighting is not the ideal way to play online fighting games because the input lag and the combo sets or the move set that you learn for a specific character will feel completely different when you actually play, or when you start translating your play style on offline. Like, it's gonna be a bad habit. And to let you guys know, this whole fight money, it's being processed through a website. It's not directly on the Street Fighter system. It's not a patch. It's more like how it goes is you register in the site, you register your endless lobby, and then someone goes in and you do the fight, you do the match, and then you put on your money. And whoever wins, the website will pick up who won, and then we'll record the status of the match. And then whoever wins, the whole money process will go, and then there you go. So it's like it's pretty much a tie-in with Capcom and a third-party website. And I don't know, it feels more like how Blizzard puts an auction house for Diablo. It's the same thing. If you think about it, like, you don't need it, but since people do it, I'll try to do it anyway. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Capcom gets they get 0.2% of whatever, like, stuff like that. We don't know why, because I don't understand why Capcom would do this. Like, I don't think they need it. And the only reason why they would consider this because they would get money out of it. But, it's definitely not a community building thing.
Well,
But
maybe not
I
here,
guess-
but people still play online rank in streets, even in vanilla Street Fighter 4. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
countries.
Yeah,
So,
but in terms of dumping money, I don't think they'll
I don't know.
bother.
People are weird.
You think this will fly? I mean, will help?
Who knows? People want to buy iPhone with Flappy Bird for $1,500. So
Yeah,
what are we?
that's true.
Who are we to judge?
That's true.
That's true. Well, it's up in the air, but I don't. Well, that's me. I don't think it's.
But it's not gonna fly here. That's the thing. That's
no.
what we're sure. Like,
Dude, we're complaining already about
nothing
TV
works
lag.
here.
Nothing works here. Nothing good works here.
If it involves money, it's not gonna work here.
Yeah, it involves mine. It's not gonna go here. Our community is still big though in terms of Street Fighter. It seems
Yeah,
pretty
but
big still.
this online money match is not gonna work. Like, people don't even want to buy an app for $1 in this country. So
Yeah, that's true. Moving on, I want to talk about a specific game. It was like one of the first ones that was announced in January. Evolve.
Okay. Well, Evolve.
You guys remember Evolve?
The Left 4
the
Dead
4-player
guys,
game?
right?
Yeah, it's whoever doesn't know Evolve. It pretty much the concept is 4 players versus 1 player controlling a huge monster. A huge monster that evolves.
Monster Hunter.
It's like Monster Hunter, but there's a 12-year-old controlling the monster, and then that's what's happening. Yeah, some 8-year-old just picks up an Evolve game and starts playing. The reason why I'll talk about it because gameplay footage has finally surfaced from Game Informer, and it's looking pretty good. It really reminds me of, I think the Left 4 Dead people got it right again, because this looks pretty exciting. The hunters, they have different classes, different specific skills. Maybe they have an engineer that can drop turrets and force fields and other crap. The monsters, it won't be only one specific monster, it'll be different types. I think I covered this a few episodes back, but you can be a stealth type or a really giant monster. But right now they're only featuring the giant monster. My point is, it's looking good. It's looking really, really good. And this is the one game I'm super excited for 2014. And I think it's PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, I think. I'm not too sure. You guys haven't seen this video? I mean...
No,
I've only heard about it.
I've been so busy, actually.
Yeah, so you guys check it out.
About the Evolve time. It's 15 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I saw the gameplay footage. I'll put the link in the description. You guys do check it out. What else we have before we wrap it up?
That's it, really. Well, I mean, we can cover a few releases. Donkey Kong Country was released. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was released.
And it's getting a lot of bad reviews. I don't know why.
Not bad, but let's say like mediocre reviews, like middling ground reviews.
Well, GameSpot gave it a 6. Like, I don't want to judge the game because of the score or anything, but I was reading a couple of them and they were like saying like, it was uninspiring, the stages and all of that, and like, I'm not too sure. Like, it's a different feel.
But I think that's one of Nintendo's major issues is that they can't really evolve from what they know.
From what Donkey Kong is.
Like Mario is always going to be fucking Mario. Like, there's really not a lot of innovation going on in that sort of.
Yeah, but it's hard to argue that because like Super Mario 3D World, they're saying that their stages are amazing in that game, but it's the basic.
I suppose.
But it's the basic form of Mario. You
but maybe that's more of like the expectation now is that people are like, oh, it's just Mario. Fuck that, you know.
Yeah, or maybe I think then Donkey Kong won't really help the Wii U, thanks to its the sales and. Now it's just a regular Donkey Kong game. To be honest, like if you want a Donkey Kong game, you can actually get the Wii version because it looks exactly the same, minus Cranky Kong.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
It looks exactly the same. This is something that the Wii U does not need, like bad press and a game that's exactly the same that you can pick up on other platforms or previous platforms. But yeah, it's already out for the people that have the Wii U. You know. Yay! Show it some support.
That's a game.
Okay, that's a game. Like they said, they have something out now, I guess.
Hopefully it'll hold you off until Bayonetta 2 comes out.
When is Bayonetta 2 coming out?
We don't know.
Soon.
Hopefully.
It's coming soon in 60 FPS.
Yep.
Killer is Dead. It's coming out.
On PC, I don't know if it's really worth it.
Is it?
I haven't.
You played it?
I have it on 360. I didn't really.
It looks cool.
It's very Suda 51. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, if you don't dig Suda 51, you probably won't like it. So.
Well, yeah. I just came from Shadows of the Dam, and I love that game. Is it a different tone from Shadows of the Dam? Because Shadows of the Dam had perfect humor.
Well, Shadows of the Dam is like just all these dick jokes.
Yeah, it's the same humor but less crass.
Yeah.
No More Heroes.
No More Heroes I didn't play. Like, this is technically, I think I can deem this as my first introduction.
I think this is more No More Heroes because since you control a character who uses a sword.
But yeah, it's coming out on May 9. It's finally coming out on PC, thanks to Deep Silver, the makers of Dead Island, like the publisher. They're releasing it on PC for $20, May 9. And, maybe not. Maybe I won't pick it up. But whoever's interested, you know.
I'm just waiting for that game to get cheap on PS3 before I get it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's $9.95 right now. Like, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll happen soon. It's a Suda 51 game.
Yeah. We're now in releases. Wait. Plants vs. Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare. Yeah, that's been released. Castlevania.
No, 25. It's coming out on 25th. I'm not too sure if it's out yet, but okay, yeah, since you mentioned it, Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2 is also out officially here in the Philippines.
If it's out on the 25th, that means it's out today, guys.
Yep, it's out today.
It should be out today, yeah, Plants vs. Zombies.
What else? Lightning Returns, that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, did anybody pick it up? Oh, yeah, you picked it up.
I picked it up. I haven't played it yet, but I picked it up.
Did you open it from its, shrink wrap plastic seal?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
What?
That's some progress.
Why?
No, because if you look at some of the games I have, there's still plastic wrap.
Oh, that's progress. But yeah, Lightning Returns is out. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 is out.
Strider's out.
Strider is out. People pick it up. Who wants like an old Metrovania?
Give Helix your money.
They deserve the money. They deserve the $15.
So they can make a Killer Instinct clone.
They're out of the whole Killer Instinct already.
Yeah, so they can make a clone.
Okay. You want a clone?
Who knows? I just want another game from them.
You just want to buy Strider first.
Man.
Buy Strider first.
I know how them action games work.
I know. I Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry,
But
Feb 25.
That's been out for a while, actually.
No, they're releasing a standalone. Like you don't have to buy Assassin's Creed 4 now. So for the people who, I don't know, for the life of you, wants to buy a DLC for Assassin's Creed 4 without
Especially
the game.
when 4 is good, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. But if you guys want to do that, fine. It's just a standalone version. Come out on the 25th. What else? Plants vs. Zombies, okay, again, 25th. You mentioned that a while ago. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It's like it's got this sort of mixed version of a conquest mode slash I don't know what's the other mode in Battlefield called that the popular one. Rush. It's like a mix of conquest and rush. And then it's got elements of the game, like there are like for the plants, for example, there are certain areas with pots where you could plant a stationary plant to guard that area.
Oh, okay.
And then zombies have like dirt piles where they can summon their own like extra NPC zombies. So there's that element there. And then there's the unlock system for upgrades is similar to the closest thing is like Mass Effect 3. If you ever played the multiplayer for Mass Effect 3, that's the sort of the similar upgrade system they have there. So
okay.
So as you play the game, you get money, and then you use that to buy boxes or boosters, basically. And you get a random set of upgrades from that.
That'd be pretty interesting. It's going to be out on the 25th, Xbox One, 360, and PC. And shit, I'm sure they're going to have the same, I don't know, addictiveness in terms of like COD. Like, you'll prestige, and then you'll go back to level 1, and then you're going to do the whole thing all over again. Because it seems fast-paced. It seems like it'll end like in 5 minutes, and then you're in a new game. What else is coming out? Thief. We mentioned it a while ago. It's coming out on the 25th. Will's a bit worried about it.
I'm a little bit worried, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's the end of Feb. Looking a little bit in March.
Oh, Dark Souls 2, we have to mention that also. That's coming soon.
March 11. But, like, the first game coming out in March is South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Oh, about that game came out.
It's looking fucking epic, I'm telling you. There's a gameplay of the first quest.
Yeah,
it's so good. I'm so excited. I don't know why. Like, I don't know, it's very, it has like, it's turn-based RPG with Cartman in the background. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. March 11th is gonna be heavy, like, well, not heavy. The second week of March is heavy. We'll have Dark Souls 2 on March 11. Titanfall, which, we all give the thumbs up for this game. It's really good. We checked it out. It's for Xbox One, PC, and 360. Final Fantasy 10-2, March 18, Metal Gear Solid 5, March. There's a lot going on. I don't want to go to the whole list of March. March is very nasty, actually. Seeing
release
it right now.
Time.
It's release time.
Release
You'll see.
Season.
No, it's actually a release spike. Like, I don't say it's release spike where there's a lot of games coming out in March, and then you see April and May. Like, there's nothing going on in April, on the summer.
What is it? Spring?
Spring, technically. Yeah, and for us, summer.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We're in the future.
Yeah, it's fine though, because I'm gonna buy like 4 games in March, I think. Fuck.
And then you're gonna have a dry spell after that.
Yeah. Wow, I'm gonna buy a lot of games.
Period.
Yeah, because I think I'm getting Dark Souls 2, I'm getting Titanfall, I'm getting Diablo 3's expansion. That's a lot already. I will buy South Park. Yeah, that's a lot already. Oh, and Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes. Oh my god. That's a lot. But yeah, that's about it. Any last thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, I have none. Like, get your wallets ready for March, because that's gonna, as you said, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna really hurt. Thanks guys for tuning in. This is episode 20. I mean, this is our 20th episode already. We're now in the 20s. If you do want to check out any reviews, impressions, do check it out on our website, toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with number 2. You can check all our past episodes and reviews in the website. If you want to check out our Let's Plays and our video reviews and impressions, you can check our TMG blog channel and YouTube. Miggy has... How many videos do you have already?
We got a ton of stuff planned.
Yeah, ton of...
They're all set to private now. So
What?
we just gotta wait till they... we have a ton of videos ready.
Oh, you have a lot of videos planned.
Including your Let's Plays.
Yeah, I'm doing a Let's Play as well. As I play Strider right now, I'm recording it as well, so do check that out. I think the first episode should be up, and I think I'll be able to release an episode every single day until I finish the damn game. What else? If you have any concerns, any questions about the podcast, or inquiries or whatever, do email us at thetmgpodcast@gmail.com. And that's just anything up near. Just if you want to even say hi to maybe Will or Miggy or shit, if you want to mail us something, I don't know, anything. Just say hi. Just message us. Anything's fine. That's about it. This is episode 20. Thanks for listening in again, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.